Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 68 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Hope you all enjoyed the Super Bowl last night watching the Bucks beat the Chiefs. But today we have some baseball action, including some minor league action as we are on Down the Farm number 6, where we look at some of the minor league ball clubs, some of the minor league prospects to see how they're doing before we reach the majors. Today we're going to be specifically focusing on the AA and the AA All-Star game, as they have reached the half point in their season. As before they flip to the second half, they do an all-star game between the Texas League North players and the Texas League South players. The rosters are being shown on your screen, and there are a couple of hooks, as we have the Corpus Christi hooks, including relief pitcher Enoy Paredes. But we're going to be taking a look at the AA All-Star game to see what happens. If you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. We're getting close to 250 subscribers, so it'd be great if we could reach that in, let's say, the coming week. Going through the roster some more, some catchers, first base. The reason why it looks like so many players made the All-Star team is because they put both the Texas League North and Texas League South All-Stars in the same pool. So there's not really 5 second basemen for one team. It's divided up into sections. But we've seen a couple of other players. We've seen Trey Winginter, our closer, make it. Take a look at more infield. We didn't really have a middle infield prospect. We did left fielder Cliff Leven, the man we selected last year out of UNC. He's dominating AA, hitting .310. He made the All-Star game. 13 stolen bases as well. No center fielders for us. Jonathan Machado makes it at the top, though. And then in right field, we did have Colin Barber make it for our squad. So a couple of players from the hooks were able to make the All-Star team, including, we'll take a look at the ones in particular. Enoy Paredes, 59 overall D potential. Trey Winginter, we acquired him in the offseason via trade, especially with our bullpen problems recently. I can see Winginter maybe moving up to at least AAA very soon. He does have major league experience. Colton Shaver, our corner infield prospect, who can also play catcher and first. Don't know what his future looks like, but it's a good thing he made the All-Star team. And then, like we said, Cliff Leven, already a 69 overall, has D potential, but hoping maybe his play can bump up that potential. But here we are for the AA All-Star game. It's the Texas League South versus the Texas League North here at Center City Field. As we'll see who gets it. Johan Oviedo gets the starting nod for the North, as he is a St. Louis Cardinals prospect. 2016 international free agent. He's put together a solid season here in AA. It's going to be kind of cool. Hopefully we can take a look at some of the other prospects from around the league. Nick Allen will lead for the South on a 1-2. He's going to pitch it down the line to the first baseman, who fields it and puts it away. Let's take a look at this South more in depth. Jose Pirela at second base, followed by Cliff Leven. Brock Stacy, the veteran who's played for Philadelphia, and 4, followed by Colin Barber in DH spot. Zach Houchins at third, Scott Van Slyke at center, Ronnie Freeman behind the plate, and Jorge Oña is in right. Here is Jose Pirela, and he's going to draw the walk, putting a runner on first base, as that's going to make it for our man Cliff Leven. You can see his numbers once more. Only 2 homers. That's the only downside about his play so far, but can't really complain at all with how Cliff Leven's played so far, as he hits a sharp liner to the hot corner for out number 2. Brock Stacy up next. He's going to get underneath this pitch, and he's going to fly out to deep right center to end the top of the first. On the mound for the South will be Cole Winn, the Texas Rangers prospect, selected number 15 overall back in 2018. He's one of their top prospects, as you can see, doing very well in AA with a 1.38 ERA. Leading off for the North will be Kevin Morelli, as on a 1-2 pitch to him. He's going to chop this one to the left side of the infield. It's fielded. No, it's not fielded. That is going to be an error on Nick Allen on the very first play of the game. We got E6. Jacob Amaya is going to come up next, and he's going to hit this one deep to left field, and it's going to be caught out there by Cliff Leven for out number 1. Take a look at this Texas League North squad. We saw Morelli and Amaya. Next up is Nick Plummer, the number 23 overall pick from St. Louis. Travis Jones at first, followed by Lars Nootbaar, Gabriel Cancel at second, Jonathan Machado in center, Brendan Donovan at third, and San Diego Chavez behind the plate. Here's Nick Plummer, who's probably the most high-profile prospect in this game. He's going to go down the line for extra bases. Runner's going to come all the way from first to home, and Plummer has an RBI double to break the first run of the game. Here comes Travis Jones, 2-1 to him. He's going to hit it to deep right field, and it's going to be caught by Onya, but Plummer will get to third base with 2 outs. So that's going to bring up Lars Nootbaar up next. 2-1 to him, and he's going to punch this one in. No, it's going to be caught by the shortstop, Allen. So the North gets 1. How I'm going to do this game is I'm going to do every half inning, but I'm really going to show the base hits and basically whenever the first runner reaches on base and then the subsequent plays after. So that way we don't got to show everything. We can kind of go through a little faster so it's not a super long episode. But I do want to show you all the action that happens as we have back-to-back singles to start the top of the second. Ronnie Freeman up next, full count to him, hits it deep to left field. That is going to be caught by Plummer for the second out of the inning. Next up, Jorge Onya, 1-2 to him, and he punches it down the line, but it's going to be fielded by Jones and put out at first base to end the top of the second. Bottom second, Gabriel Cancel leads off for the North. Colwyn still on the mound. 2-1 to him, and he's going to line this one into right center, and it's going to get down in front of Jorge Onya for a leadoff single. So Colwyn having some problems here in this all-star game. Jonathan Machado up next, 1-1 to him, is blooped into shallow right center. Onya does make this play as he stays busy in the bottom of the second. How about Brendan Donovan up next, 3-1 to him, and he yanks this one to right field, and look who it is, at Onya again. Onya is a San Diego Padres prospect, signed internationally in 2017. How about San Diego Chavez now? Look who's going to make that out. It's all at Onya as every single play went to right field, and that'll end the second. Now we're going to start to see the relievers come into this game as we try to get everybody in. Both starters will only go 2 innings. Here is Ricardo Sanchez, an international free agent who plays for St. Louis, who they claimed in 2020. He gets through a 1-2-3 top of the third. Now on the bottom of the third, Jonathan Bowlen comes in for the South, 2.48 ERA, 63 strikeouts through 72 2/3 innings. He was second round pick in 2018 out of Memphis. But he's going to give up another leadoff single, as that is back-to-back base runners to start the inning for the North. Jacob Amaya up next, and he's going to strike out on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball down. Nick Plummer up next, he's going to strike out as well, but the runner does steal second as Kevin Morelli has a stolen base. Actually, Nick Plummer did not strike out. He's going to punch this one through the gap in the right field, and that'll put runners on the corner. Nick Plummer showing his hitting promise so far. Travis Jones up next gets a hanging slider and it's going to get down in right in front of Onya. He does throw out the runner at second, but that is going to be an RBI single. Lars Nootbaar up next, full count to him, and he's going to draw the walk. Close pitch, but it does not get the call. As the manager comes out to the mound, Ballin stays in the game. Cancel up next, 1-2 to him, and he's looking at a low fastball for strike 3 and out number 3. It's going to take us to the top of the fourth. Here comes Jason Nathan, who's having a solid season for the North, 2.78 ERA. Our Colin Barber will lead us off, or actually 1 out base hit into left. So a couple of the Astros prospects shining here as he's on board with the single. It's going to bring up Zach Houchins, who's 1 for 1 so far in this game. He pokes this one through the left side of the infield again as well. So that's back-to-back singles with 1 out for the South as they try to get their first run of the game. Here comes the veteran Scott Van Slyke, and he's going to go through the hole in the right side of the infield. So that's 3 singles in a row. Put the bases loaded, 1 out for Ronnie Freeman. Freeman, the Oakland Athletics prospect, 5th rounder in 2012. 2-2, hits it into the air and left. Will they try to test the arm of Plummer? They are. Plummer's going to throw it home, and it's not going to be in time, and the South does get their first run across thanks to the Van Slyke sack. Jorge Onya now 2-2, swinging at a pitch in the dirt, so the South only gets 1. As we go into the next half of the inning, Dalton Jeffries comes to the mound for the South. Number 37 overall pick back in 2016 out of Cal Berkeley is in the Oakland A's organization. He gets a very unfavorable call to start his inning as he draws a leadoff walk. So that's 3 straight innings where the North has had leadoff batters. Next batter is going to single into center, so that'll put runners on first and second with no outs, as there's been a lot of base runners so far in this game. San Diego Chavez up next. He's swinging at ball 4, but he's popping it up into right instead. and that'll be out number 1 of the bottom of the 4th. Runners do stay put. Back to the top of the order, Kevin Morelli up next. He's going to ground it 4-6-3. We see a double play and no runs scored in the bottom of the 4th. Now it's top 5. Stephen Gendry comes in. He's the St. Louis Cardinals prospect, 4th rounder back in 2018. Nick Allen will lead us off. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He is the first batter of the inning, and he's going to line it to the left field for a base hit. It's going to go all the way up against the wall, so Allen's going to take 2. And that's a leadoff double for the South as they look to tie it. Jose Perilla up next, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk back in the 1st. He chops it back up to the pitcher, who fields it and quickly throws him out at 1st. So now Cliff Leven, though. Full count. Runner on 2nd, and he lines it up the middle, and it's going to get down in front of the center fielder. And our Cliff Leven has an RBI in the All-Star game. Continues to swing a hot bat so far, as we love what we see in Leven. Brock Stacy up next, full count. He hits it deep to right center. It's not going to get down, though, as that'll be out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. And now, Colin Barber, the DH, full count to him. Runner is going. He's going to draw the walk. So both the Astros prospects get on base here in the top of the 5th. Zach Houchin's up next, though. He's going to draw a walk as well. So back-to-back walks for Gendry loads the bases. And now it's up to Scott Van Slyke again. He already has 1 RBI, but he can't catch up to the high fastball. So the bases loaded to end the top of the 5th. Now it's time for Reggie Lawson to come in for the South San Diego Padres prospect, their 2nd rounder back in 2016. And he's going to get through the inning. Well, he was trying to get through the inning, but he's going to give up a 2-out double to the right center gap. Runner will stay at second base, so the North trying to get a little bit of a rally here. And that's going to bring us to Lars Nootbaar, 1-1 to him. It's chopped back up to Lawson, though, and he gets out of the inning unscathed, as we're still tied up at 2 after 5. Now Dennis Santana's turn to come in. Los Angeles Dodgers free agent back in 2013. He's had a 3.47 ERA. 2 outs now for Nick Allen. He's going to swing through it, so Santana gets to the inning 1-2-3. As now it's time for Jason Barr's turn to come to the mound. Barr is in this Texas Rangers organization. A lot of rival prospects we get to see in this game, which is always kind of fun. Brendan Donovan is 1 for 2 so far today. Will get nothing. That's another 1-2-3 inning. Now we move into the top of the 7th, where Tyler Zuber comes in, the Arkansas State alum. 2.22 ERA for his squad. He's got J.J. Schwartz with 2 outs, and he strikes out as well. So offense is starting to go quiet here later in the games. We get a couple of subs. Bubba Thompson in left. First baseman J.J. Schwartz, who we saw just come to the plate. And Luke Farrell will come to the mound. He is a veteran. Actually has played for the Texas Rangers. Not really a prospect, but he's trying to resurrect his career down here in Double-A. Start to see some pinch hitters also for the North, as Carlos Ruin will come up first. He will draw a walk. Reina, I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Now it's time for Zach McKinstry. He's the backup shortstop. And he's going to swing through a full count strikeout for out number 2. So despite the base runner, Farrell trying to fan the rest of the inning. Anderson Miller comes in relief as well, and he poaches this one to left center field for a base hit. So runner will round second, go to third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs as the North looks to break this tie. Rodriguez will come in to pinch hit in a big spot for the North, as he has a chance to put them up in this one. You see Julio Rodriguez hitting 253 on the season, not the best numbers. But 1-2, he's going to poke it to the right side. It's fielded, though, and he's thrown out at first. So still through 7, still tied up at 2. Now it's time for Marshall Kozlowski to come in. 0.79 ERA, having a phenomenal year here in Double-A. He'll start off with Scott Van Slyke, the Dodgers veteran, who pops it up into shallow left center, and it's enough to get under it. Quiet top of the 8th for the North. Jake Cronenworth will come in for the South. He was traded to San Diego back in the Tommy Pham trade, but now he is in the Padres organization. He gives off a lead-off single. So that's going to bring in Terrence Gore to pinch run, try to get some speed up there for the North. Angelo Castellano up next, and he's going to strike out swinging on a high curve. Now it's Jonathan Machado's turn. He grounds it to the right side of the infield for 6, but the speed of Machado beats it out at first. So there's only still 2 outs and a little bit of life here in the bottom of the 8th. Brendan Donovan, though, full count to him. He pops up into right field, and we're still tied up through 8 innings. Michael Boyle will come on to the mound for the North. Actually skipped his presentation, but he's going to start off with a leadoff walk. So not a good start for him. Jorge Oña up next, still in this game, gets a full count, pops up to center, and that'll be allowed out number 1 for the top of the 9th. I'll also take us to the top of the order where Orvelis Martinez comes into the game. And on 2-2, he pops up to center as well. And that'll be out number 2 as the center fielder stays busy for the North. Weston Wilson will come in on pinch hit, hitting 256. 1-1, he chops it to the shortstop. So a nice behind the back flip. Nice play by Kurtzky there. But now we go into the bottom of the 9th, or Elvis Martinez, will stay at shortstop. Weston Wilson will stay at second base, and Carson Fulmer will come to the mound. The prospect, well, not really a prospect, but the veteran, actually, for Detroit. He's got a 1.57 ERA here in Double-A, will take the mound. San Diego Chavez will be his first batter, and he's going to draw a walk on a pitch that looks like it might have crossed the plate inside. But nonetheless, winning run is now on first. Strikes out the next batter, however, and that's going to bring up Zach McKinstry, who had the nice flip behind the back a second ago. And he pooches this one to left field, and it gets down in play. Winning run comes to third base, but he's thrown out by the left fielder. Nice throw. I don't think that's Cliff Levin anymore. But aggressive base running doesn't pay off for the North, as now there's 2 outs, and he walks the next batter. So runners would be bases loaded, 1 out. But instead, it's runners on first and second for Julio Rodriguez. 1-2 to Rodriguez, and he strikes out swinging. So we're going to go to extras here in the Double-A All-Star game. Fulmer fired up. Scott Blewett will come in for the North, hoping he doesn't live up to his name, as his last name is Blewett. But he's not going to start off well, as that's a walk with 1 out, putting the tying run already on base. Matthew Batten up next, 2-2 to him. He strikes out swinging. Chases the low fastball. That's Blewett's second strikeout of the inning. Colton Shaver's up next. He came in relief, and he gets a high curveball. Hits it deep to left field, but it's going to be caught, and it's still tied up at 2 apiece. In the bottom of the 10th, Jimmy Herget comes in, 2.56 ERA for the Double-A squad. 1 out to Angelo Castellano, and he goes down on a fastball and hits it to left field, and he gets just enough of it into the bullpen. That is a walk-off home run in the Double-A All-Star game on Angelo Castellano. 3:58 to left, a little bit of fireworks here in the All-Star game. The players are going to celebrate at home plate, and that's a nice shot for Castellano. That makes his highlight reel. And the North All-Stars will win it 3-2 in 10 innings. Blewett gets the win. Herget gets the loss. And I'm assuming player of the game will go to Castellano. Yes, it will. 1 for 2 with the walk-off solo shot. So a lot of runners on base through, I think there's a lot of walks. So it's kind of to be expected, as these are Double-A pitchers. They're not going to have the best command, but good little showcase of the future. We got to see our guys make a couple plays. Levin had an RBI. Barber also did as well. But back up to the Major League squad. Remember, we lost Game 1 to Baltimore in this 3-game set, and we bounced back with a win in Game 2, 3-1, as the pitching starts to settle down a little bit, and Stubbs had a 2-run shot for us. And in Game 3, though, we do drop it 5-4 to the Orioles, so we actually do lose the home series against Baltimore. And I had to go look some research. This is the first series we've lost since April 22nd to the 25th, so it's been about 2 months since we lost a series. We lost a 4-game series at home against Minnesota, 3-1. But it's going to get harder for us as we continue facing AL East squads. We're going to face the 2 best on the road. 3-game series against Tampa Bay, followed by a 4-game series against the Yankees. So we close out the month of June with some very tough tests. Maybe a little bit of a playoff preview if we want to get there. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the Double-A All-Star, highlight some of the prospects as we try to go a little bit more in-depth and immerse ourselves. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.